An investigation into a botched kidnapping uncovers some long-held secrets in a new HBO Max miniseries. Let's talk about Full Circle. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for the new HBO Max thriller TV show, Full Circle. This is a miniseries that just wrapped its 6-episode run. It presented us with 2 episodes per week for a few weeks here. And I actually did not binge this one. I did watch all 6 episodes, though, but I started from the beginning, like the day after it aired. I didn't know it was going to be, sort of spread out like that. But I liked a lot of the people involved, and the director, Steven Soderbergh, you know him from many, many movies. I think he is an Academy Award-winning director for Traffic, perhaps. But in any event, I like his work. I like some of the actors here. So I checked this out the day after it first aired. I watched the first 2, and then I said, oh, okay, I got to wait a week to watch the next 2. So, but I kept up with it and ended up finishing the series. I felt like this is one of those shows that really could have gone either way. So I didn't want to give it a review after those first 2 episodes because I really wanted to watch the whole thing. Since there were only 6 episodes, I figured I can handle this. If it ends poorly, that may diminish the grade a little bit. And I would say overall, not to really spoil my review portion, but I would say overall, it lands about where I probably would have graded it after those first 2 episodes. But before we get to that, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We've got a ton of great stuff on the channel here, TV and movie reviews alike. You can check them all out in various playlists on the channel here. And please consider subscribing down below. Would love to have you aboard in that capacity. Okay, so let's talk about Full Circle. So what got me into this? Well, Steven Soderbergh's name definitely piqued my interest. Other than some of the more, hard-hitting stuff he's done, the guy really bends the different genres. I mean, he directed the Magic Mike series, he directed Aaron Brockovich, and the Ocean series, I believe, too. All 3 movies, right? Or maybe not all 3, but anyway, so the guy is eclectic enough, and, the stars of this include Claire Danes, Timothy Olyphant, Jim Gaffigan, which was, I thought, sort of an odd choice for a thriller, a drama like this. And he does eat a Hot Pocket in it, so it sort of stays on brand for him. His character does. But Zazie Beetz is one of the stars here as well. So some people that I certainly have enjoyed their work before. Claire Danes, I've been a little more hit or miss on lately. But in any event, so Claire Danes and Timothy Olyphant play the Brown family. And Dennis Quaid and Suzanne Savoy play Claire Danes' character's parents, the McCuskers. Essentially the plot, which, ends up, which I sort of figured from the name, some secrets get revealed, and we end up sort of melding the couple of storylines here together with some things that are revealed along the way. But these Guyanese people kidnap who they think is the daughter of the Brown family, but turns out that they got the wrong kid. And so, the first couple episodes sort of center around, what do we do? As, Claire Danes and Timothy Olyphant are like, well, it's not our kid, but it is somebody's kid. And so, if they find out they've got the wrong person, they'll really come after our kid. But B, do we want the murder or whatever is going to happen to this kid on our hands? And so, the police team is led by Jim Gaffigan as sort of the police captain there, and then Mel Harmony is played by Zazie Beetz. She is the investigator that sort of goes rogue, fairly early on. So this is an interesting series because it is a bit slow. I don't know that we needed 6 episodes, and I don't know that everything really came together the way that it could have, or at least in the manner that it could have. They could have sort of cut out some of the, not necessarily superfluous stuff. A lot of the stuff here is important, and we're getting some, good details along the way. But it's kind of a slow move after like that initial, like the first episode was, or maybe it was the first two, I guess, were sort of, a lot of, information dump and a lot of thrilling stuff because we're realizing, oh, they've got the wrong kid. And then, people are making phone calls and making threats and whatever. And so that part's interesting. And then the middle two episodes really, I was like, where is this thing going? What are we doing here? It's moving so slowly. They're not connecting the dots, really at all or fast enough, when they do. And then, the last couple of episodes picks it up again. I can see why they wanted to do these in 2-episode dumps, because I feel like if episode 3 was 1 week and then you had to wait a week and then watch episode 4, the 2 weakest episodes of the 6, I think people might have bailed. But since they had them in the same week, and then, it's like, oh, well, you only have to wait 1 more week and then you can watch the last 2. I don't know. Maybe that was smart on Max's, decision making. I think I called it HBO Max earlier. That's, it's called Max now. Sorry. But anyway, so it sort of is interesting they chose that kind of format to go with it, because the first 2 episodes are actually really thrilling. Like if I were to rate, the first 2, it probably would have been like in the A-B+ range, and then it dips. But then the last couple episodes do, kind of piece everything together. In terms of the performances, some of them are really good. I think Timothy Olyphant he always shines in everything. Zazie Beetz is really good here. Jim Gaffigan, I still don't quite understand the casting there. It did take me out of it a little bit. I've seen him, perform stand-up. I do not see a lot of stand-up comedy shows. I should see more, but he's one that I've seen. I love his stand-up. So it's just a little jarring to see him in this sort of environment. And he was good in the role. But I have to admit, that sort of, voice that we all know, it just took me out of it a little bit with that. Dennis Quaid, did not do a great job. He wasn't really working for me. CCH Pounder's in it, a little bit. She's always good. Zazie Beetz, I would say, is the standout here. Claire Danes is okay. But she's sort of going into this zone of her career where she's, always kind of the put upon, anxious, yelling person. We saw this in Fleischman is in Trouble, which I think she may have just gotten an Emmy nominated for. I know that got a few Emmy noms. Homeland before that. But look, I'm still a Claire Danes fan, from way back when, but I don't know. This is right in her wheelhouse. She's not really doing any stretching, but I will admit it's nice to have a miniseries where the writing and directing is the same throughout. All 6 episodes written by Ed Solomon, all 6 episodes directed by Steven Soderbergh. It definitely makes it more linear. It makes it have more of a, commonality through the episodes. And, some of these things I don't understand. It's like there's only 8 episodes and yet there's, 5 different directors and 7 different writers. It's like, it doesn't make it, gel quite as much as this one does. Now, I admit this one probably could have been only 4 or 5 episodes, but in any event, this is a pretty good thriller overall. I think if you're a fan of Steven Soderbergh, you will not be disappointed by this. I will leave Full Circle on Max with a B. So just a little bit of a dip from where I would have graded it, just judging by those first 2 episodes, because everything really does kind of come together by the end there. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Dan Reviews It. Bye.